Look at all those games I get to cast here. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, and the gentleman, we're going to be casting 21 Duels, first arc, and the revolutionary is going to be Joep, and we're going to start right now. Diving into the first game where Joep has to battle Pingu. Pingu is the first duelist and also the second duelist. I think I'm going to turn off the music for a bit here. Let's see. Nightbot. Disable. Alright. No music's better, I think, for casting for sure. And here we go. Standard opening so far. Queuing up that farm. Eris also doing the same thing. And the decks are fairly standard. I mean, Pingu is running Squirrel, Lizard, Toad, Snake, and the, what do you call that, Skunk? As well as a turret. No pigeons though. There is no pigeon for Eris either. He is running Squirrel, Toad, and then 2 tier 2s and 2 tier 3s actually. Falcon, Chameleon, no snakes, and then tier 3s are Owl and the Fox. It's an interesting deck. I don't think I've seen it very much. Anyway, Eris looks like he wants to place down his warrants right there next to the campfire in order to secure it later on. He's playing it safe, getting the camps first. And Pingu is mixing it up here. He's getting both squirrels and lizards, which is interesting for sure. Lizards allow him to do some poking, and the squirrels can provide some defensive value behind the warrens. Alright, and the campfire going down here for Eris, and Pingu planting down more warrens instead. Pedro, oh, hello! I don't think I've seen you on the stream before, but you are very welcome, and I'm gonna guess that it was you. Yes, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And Pingu is moving out with this squad of units. Eris has to make sure he can defend this with the lower army con, but he has the burrows to buffer for him, and it looks like he's doing it. So now he's pretty much secured the campfire, and it's going to start to pay off for him really soon. I suppose right now. Pingu cancelling that warren and getting the skunks, some tier 2 to try and make a more dangerous army here. But Eris has already started building his tier 2 and has 5 warrens up along with a lot of scrolls that already have been built. He's also getting the toads out now. Alright, no more lizards for Pingu. He's decided against them, getting only squirrels and toads and the skunks. And sneaking in a campfire for himself here. Is Joep going to scout this? I don't think he saw Pingu move there, so I think it's unlikely that he will ever see this. Getting an impression of the army, and Joep's doing the same thing, or did the same thing, and has now also picked up, well, a while back actually, picked up that mill, and just placed the fox way in the back. I think he's going to try to play defensively and hope that his fox gets out. Getting a look at the army, he wants to see what Pingu's doing here. Peter, I was saying, hey gentlemen, how are you doing guys? We just started, we're waiting for more viewers. We were waiting for Pedro. Pedro, we need more of you on stream. Alright, Eris getting the fox, and now, does he? No, decides against it. It looked like he was going to get those farms, but he's going to play it safe. He will respect his opponents, as he should. And now Pingu's moving out with those skunks that are looking fairly dangerous. But Eris has also been building those falcons. Pingu using those skunks to harass here, but the falcons can deter them from doing so. This Dow is going to be huge. Eris is wisely using the barrows to his advantage, and it just looks like it might be too much for Pingu to deal with at this point. And the problem is that the tier 3 is already underway for Eris, and now he decides he wants to get those farms. He felt confident, he won that battle with more army, and now he feels confident to take some farm and secure himself an easy victory. He just needs to make sure that Pingu is not doing anything crazy actually. And what is Pingu going to do? He looks like he wants to move out. Puts his toads in front. He has a huge number of toads. He has 9 of them. And Eris knows he's coming. The fox is out. All of the toads blow up. And now Eris' toads come in. Fox being microed away. The skunk gas doing a lot of work. But now it's only squirrels remaining for Pingu. And it looks like the fox will do devastating damage here. And even the falcons are still alive after that attack. Toads will not be able to do anything in this position, and Pingu is struggling to hold on here, trying to make a last stand here, get those toads on top of the fox. Is he gonna do it? He barely gets out. Eris saves the fox, saves his falcons, and now continues to press on, put on the pressure. He doesn't give Pingu any breathing room to recover. Drop the link on the Pocket Watch Games Discord to get viewers. Yeah, I have done that, I think. Kind of did that. Alright, that was the first game against Pingu. And this means Eris moves on to the second duel, which is also Pingu. There's not much else to say about this game. Eris was able to secure that early campfire and got his tier 3 out, and Pingu made some costly effects, not quite getting enough damage in. Costly attacks, not getting quite enough damage dealt to Eris. Duel 2. Eris... Wait. Yeah, that's right. Duel 2. Game 1. Alright. Here we go. Spawning in the south position, it is Pingu, who is playing as Hopper. And in the north position, it is Joep, playing as the Quartermaster, if I am not mistaken. I'm gonna get a lot of shit if I make a mistake here. I'm not actually well versed in the lore side of things. Both players are getting these farms up. Joep is a little late. I've noticed that Joep, he favors scouting over getting those farms up exactly on time, which is an interesting choice. Let's see. The high ground is there for Pingu. He has a very safe expansion. Only has to defend these 2 entrances actually. And Joep has to defend. He has sort of high ground, but not quite if Pingu were to attack from this angle. And he also has quite a doable expansion. I think this map so far is looking fair for at least the first part of this game. And now Joep is getting the Warren, a campfire, and Q's the next farm, and actually cancelling the Warren because he feels like Pingu is too far away to be able to punish him. The rally time is too large to get the units there in time. But Pingu, he is trying to get his ferrets out, and he wants to make sure that the campfire goes down. Joep cancelling his tier 1 and getting the chameleon Warren out. And I think Pingu has a very short window where he's able to punish Joep, and with the rallying time it might be impossible actually. And now he's building a mine. Perhaps he's gonna be able to try and lure Eris into that mine and get really good value from it. But so far Eris is seeing everything that Pingu has. Nothing crazy going on, and he has the campfire up right now. And I think after 2.5 minutes it's gonna get It's gonna start to pay off really soon. And Pingu is waving that flag, rallying all of these units. He has 2 of the ferrets out, 6 squirrels, and the toad that's building. Before the attack starts, he's floating a little bit of food. And I think Eris will be able to deal with this. The chameleon is right there on top of the squirrels. The squirrels are doing a lot of damage. Pulling back the chameleon, giving it some time to heal maybe if he gets it into the territory. And now getting another one of those squirrels up, kills with the chameleons. Pulling back, and he gets the rest he wants to be able to heal those chameleons. And now he's also building the falcons. Pingu decides to get some falcons for himself and some more warrens. He has taken the expansion, which I think is a very good idea. And the gentleman saying, Joep has the better map in my opinion. And 1, 2, and the campfire. Yeah, well, the campfire has definitely been an advantage, for sure. And after this first expansion from Pingu, Pingu has gonna have a hard time getting the 3rd secured. That is for sure. So I have to agree that the map favors Eris in the long run. Early game it favored Pingu, in the sense that he had an easier to defend high ground nil. But then there was the campfire for Joep. Joep getting some scouting done. He sees the farms. Both players are now on 3 extra farms if you count the campfire as one. And Joep decides to get some more. Not too much. Well, just as I say that, he's gonna get 3 more. Looks like he wants to get 4 more. Decides against it because he's being attacked. Pingu is right there pressuring him at the front. Getting the chameleons, he's getting the chameleons, but there's so many squirrels left for Eris. Oh Lord, are those ferrets gonna go down? That will be so costly. If the ferrets go down, it's gonna be really hard to hold this push from Joep. Joep targeting the warren now. The ferrets are getting some value, but the falcons for Joep are so strong, dealing so much damage so fast. But I think we're getting close to the point where Pingu is able to defend, and Joep has to be careful not to overextend. And he is rallying his units back now. Pingu gets some breathing room. A lot of his warrens have gone down, however. Excuse me. And now the farms are gonna kick in for Joep too. It looks like Pingu has scouted those. Neither player has gone for tier 3 yet. And what is Pingu going to do? He's just gonna get some farms of his own. Nothing crazy so far. Sees that Joep is trying to pressure into him. Moves his army forward. And toads blow up. There's a lot of army for Pingu actually, and with the right focus fire, hopefully he can get some shots on those chameleons, but it looks like Joep just decides to retreat and save all of his tier 3 except for 1 falcon. And he just wants those farms to really give him the advantage here. Trying to get something sneaky done there. I see you, but the falcon goes down, and Pingu is smelling blood. He wants to get in there now that the falcon's gone down. But all of his toads have blown up, and the chameleons are still there with a large portion of his squirrel army still there. A lot of tier 2 getting picked up from both players, but with the economy for Joep, I think this is going to favor him. Now, what's Pingu's game plan going to be? Get those toads up in front, rinse, repeat, keep up the pressure. Eris feels confident enough to take that mill. He wants to get some extra territory, some extra vision. He walks through the ferrets, and the ferrets get some good hits off before the engagement starts. Lots of squirrels firing, but the falcons are outputting so much damage. And the ferret hits are decent actually, and it looks like Pingu is holding I don't think the chameleons were around for Iris during that fight. And now Pingu's moving forward. He says, you're not going to get that mill. I'm going to take it down. Not going to allow you to have this advantage here. But one of his toads actually goes up on the mill. And now he has to be really careful. The Falcon goes down and it's just to... what do you call those? Ferrets left. And this is looking terrible for Pingu. A large army for Iris, but there's barely anything left for Pingu. He is using the defender's advantage while the pigs are shooting. Let's look at the army counts actually. Iris has 7 scrolls, 2 toads, no 2-2. He's also on a low economy, having trouble rebuilding everything. But Pingu barely has anything. 2 scrolls and a toad. He sold the ferret warren. And now the units for Iris are slowly creeping up and getting those farm kills. And demolishing the economy for Pingu even more than it already was. I think what I want to do is skip ahead because we all know it's going to win. Fight. Yes, there we go. I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, Pingu was battling his heart out, but it was just not going to end well for him. There was no way back from that. All right. Yeah, the economy advantage really was just too much. I mean, even if you're the best, you take the best fight in the game, you're still going to have a lot of trouble fighting an economy like that. Alright, so this next duel is going to be Iris versus Lesnek. Here we go. Iris versus Lesnek. Spawning in the north position, it is Iris, or Joep, as I like to call him. Spawning in the east position, it is Lesnek. And I have to say, I have not seen Lesnek play that many games, so I'm really curious what we're going to see here. Joep has scouted Lesnek's base, and Lesnek has scouted Joep's base. Both players look like they're opening. Yes, they are opening up with the economy build, going just pigs, just farms. Pedro, I was saying, wait, I played Joep? I don't know. You should know. I don't actually know. I think... Well, I don't know. You can look at the schedule later, at the schematic. Both players going up on 8 farms. This is looking like a fairly standard game so far. Looking at the decks, the Lesnek is running Scroll, Toad, Falcon, Skunk, Fox, and Turret. It's a very defensive and potentially offensive build, and with the Fox can be very oppressive if you manage to get it out. Joep is running Scroll, Toad, Ferret. Oh my god, I forget what units are called. Ferret, Skunk, Fox, and the Turret. So the only difference here is Ferrets for Joep versus the Falcons from the Lesnek. I have to say, unless Joep gets some early damage in, the Falcons will be able to do a lot more for him. And now the Lesnek puts down this tier 2 warren. But it's right there at the front, and Joep is going to get there first, probably. I would say. The income is the same. Alright, he knows it's the ferrets now. And he wants to make something. He wants to get some action. This is looking dicey. I don't know if I like... He wanted to use the high ground, but he's wise to retreat there. And I think there's just too much army for Joep at this time. And Joep has the 2 ferrets. Has he seen... It looks like he has scouted these. So he is pressing on now. He's going into the back. Ah, I don't know what to do. Help me. Scrolls, and the Falcon goes down. Actually, Joep looks take this fight. I thought the Falcons would have been superior there, but it looks like the Badgers did more for Joep. Decides to pull back and get a farm. He wants to play this defensively. The gentleman saying Falcons are weak to Fox and he likes the composition for Duke a lot better. Toad's getting close. Oh, Toad's getting a lot of damage there. And all the army for Joep is softened up. A lot of scrolls on the field now for Lesnack. And somehow he has to defeat. But all the scrolls... Oh my god, the army for Lesnack is targeting the mill. And all of it is being targeted by the army from Joep actually. He gets... Oh no, Snack, what's going on? The mill is doing so much for Joep here. The Snack is trying to get that mill, but he just quite cannot get it. And he lost so much army there at the end actually. But fortunately he has his own mill. He queues up one farm now. And I think all of his units have been built from the warrants that he has, except for one Falcon. Joep is playing defensively, building an army first before trying to get more farms. He's gonna get another mill. And he has taken the campfire down there. What a sneaky guy Joep is. If you're playing him, you have to be careful. Alright. The Snack is now going for economy very aggressively. And I wonder if Joep is gonna smell this and if he's gonna go. The Snack is taking one of those campfires. Looks like on this map both players have access to a campfire, which is nice. There's been a lot of talk about campfires and balance recently, which I would like to not go into too much on this stream. Some defensive turrets for Joep, but he is placing farms down here. And has Lesnack seen this? Let's see. And it looks like Lesnack has no idea that Joep is currently building 5 extra farms and a campfire. Lesnack is getting some more farms for himself now. And the campfire is being targeted by the ferrets. And it looks like Joep's gonna get it. And he does. He has this little MG turret up, so he will be able to defend very well. And Lesnack is putting himself in a tough position. All of the Toads blow up on the mill. Is he going to sacrifice this army to get the mill? Is he going to get the mill at all? He was indecisive there and loses both his army and the opportunity to take down the mill. And Joep's like, alright, let's get some more economy in that case. And pressure your opponent. Because how are you going to deal with these ferrets if you cannot engage the Toad connections are good though. A lot of these scrolls are softened up. The Falcon pops, Skunks are on the field, and Joep has to retreat. It looks like Joep has made an equally costly attack there. But the Snack wants to push. He wants to press on. I think what might have happened is that Lesnack thought a tier 3 was gonna come out for Joep because he didn't scout this expansion from Joep. So he must have been thinking, oh, where is that food gone? Is he building a tier 3? And now he's scouting and he sees the farm and he must feel like, oops, that's something I would have liked to know before. Joep. It's Joep. 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 I mean, I'm Dutch. Joep's Dutch. I think I can pronounce his name correctly. But it's fine if you disagree. Is it not Joep? Joep? Alright. Anyway, Joep is looking to deal some damage, get some poke in with these ferrets. Retreats in time, has the turrets up to deal with this army from the Snack. The Snack sees this, returns, wants to get some scouting done. Can't get far with all of those squirrels and turrets. And with the Skunks here, is it gonna be a good fight for the Snack? He does get a lot of gas down. All the tier 1s going down for Joep. And that was a beautiful engage for Lesnack actually. But now is he gonna press into these turrets with the reinforcements for Joep? Looks like he does. But it's costing him a lot. The Toad gets a good connection, but all the squirrels went down. The skunk went down. And now Lesnack has to retreat. Getting barely anything done with that attack actually. And now Joep's on the offensive again. And a lot of army is still building for Lesnack, even though his economy is not as good, and he gives up because there's just too much for you. I'd nickname him Yo-Yo, Jojo, Yu-Yu, Yo-Yo the Tulip. Go Lesnack, don't die. Alright. That was game number 3, or duel 3, actually. Joep is doing a really good job this run. Let's see, I want to get this out, I think. So, we're here. Get a nice Joepy. Wait, tulips are red. We get tulip red for Joep. Joep has beaten Pingu. Pingu again, and now he took down Lesnack. So next up is going to be Jacoby, and actually you are right, Pedro Owl. Joep is playing you. Not the next match, but the one after, assuming he can take the games from Jacoby. Alright, I am going to get a little bit of water. Give me 30 seconds. Alright. Let's get back into the game. I should not forget that. And then look for Jacoby. Wait, I am confused. Huh. I'm so confused. Duel 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, where's duel 4? Gentlemen. 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 Can you shed some light on this? Why do I not have duel 4 versus Jacoby? It is missing. Jenno, please. No! Wait a moment. I think we're gonna try to find those games before we continue. Because if we do things out of order, we will be able to figure out who's gonna win. I should have checked the games. No, it's my own fault, Pedro Owl. It's my own fault in preparing. Let's see. So it's coming. The gentleman is fixing it right now. Uploading the games on his shitty internet connection for our enjoyment. All right. All right. I'm going to put the games in the right place. Hup. And Where are they? Here they are. Okay, I think we found the games. When does it reload this? Ah, there's underscores. Alright, doesn't matter. Here we go. Eris versus Jacoby, Joep versus Jacoby, or Yo-Yo the Tulip versus Jacoby. It's really nice to have a nickname that's not quite shorter. Alright. Spawning in the northeast position, it is Jacoby, who's playing as Hopper, running a Squirrel, Toad, Falcon, Chameleon, Owl, Sniper deck, Sniper Balloon deck. And spawning in the southeast corner, or part of the map, it's Eris, running the Squirrel, Toad, Falcon, Chameleon, almost the same but not quite, Fox turret deck. But both players are looking to get the economy going, getting 8 farms, no shenanigans, nothing crazy. Jacoby has just scouted this campfire over here. Looking at the map, this is alright for Jacoby. There is a path from the high ground onto his base, but he probably wants to get the mill before anything crazy is going to happen. Eris, or Joep, is taking the mill right there, right now. Probably wanting to go for an economy game, which is interesting because he's running the Fox. Jacoby's responding with the double Warren, triple Warren, and no mill for himself. He hasn't actually scouted it. It looks like. Is this his vision? Yeah, this is Jacoby's vision. And this is Joep's vision. Joep is getting 2 farms. That's 180 food that will not pay off until 1 minute and 30 seconds after they've been put down. Which is going to be around 3 minutes, 3:30. That's when the farms are going to start to actually generate more income than they has been invested. Now putting down all those warrants and the turret just in time, it seems like. Jacoby's retreating, not trusting his army enough to deal damage, or playing it safe rather, not wanting to lose the game because of defender's advantage. And he gets 3 farms for himself, and Joep gets 2 more, and Jacoby gets 1 more, and now both players are on 4 farms. 5 for Jacoby now, actually. He wants to be aggressively taking those farms. Alright, turret goes away, gets a tier 2. No tier 3 for neither players. They feel like it's going to take too long to get that tier 3 out. But as I say that, the Fox goes down for you. Jacoby is scouting around a bit. Does he want to get that campfire? No, he just wants to check to see if it's taken. Burrowing, and now does he get the owl? He gets another chameleon. Joep sees everything from Jacoby. Gets more farms. Jacoby's just doing a little bit of everything here. And Joep's like, alright, you're building so much tier 2, I can't just take more farms while I'm building this Fox. I am not worried at all. I feel safe. Fox is almost starting to build. The Warren is almost complete. Jacoby now scouting this campfire again. Going back. Getting... what is he going to get? He did get the owl. Getting 1 more farm. He sees Joep scouting him. And he decides to get another farm. And now he's getting more falcons. Alright, it looks like he wants to have a really well-rounded army with all kinds of units. And he has the mill up. It's running with 8 farms or will be running with 8 farms soon. And Eris is just trusting that his Fox will carry him through the game. He doesn't get his 8th farm. He's waiting with that for a little bit, just getting more army, and now scouting everything that Jacoby has. His commander goes down, but it doesn't matter. He's seen everything. It's going to be interesting. Jacoby is getting the 2nd owl. It's going to take a while for it to spawn, but I think he will be able to hold long enough for it to start to be a nuisance to Joep. Joep is now gonna pressure Jacoby. Here we go. Fox getting 1 shot off. 2. That's 2 scrolls already going down. A chameleon going down. Oh no, not quite. It's actually retreated. And the Joep army is so strong right now. The mill expansion goes down, and the Fox just keeps on shooting. And now Joep is right there on top of the tier 2 warrens. A lot of his scrolls are low though, but the owl goes in and gets destroyed by the army from Joep. There's no coming back from this, I don't think. The Fox is just gonna get so much value, he's able to snipe all of the pigs. There's no more money to build the 2nd owl. Jacoby canceling that, and all of the units that are spawning for him are just being shot by Fox right now. Joep finds himself a nice little corner on the high ground to hide, and that's game. That game was over very quick. The Fox is such a strong unit to push with, and I think Jacoby, it took too long for him to get the owl out, and then he got it out, and unfortunately it just rallied straight into the army for Joep, making it very easy for him to pick it off. Which means that we are going to move on to the next duelist, and Joep is crushing this. I don't think he's lost a single game yet. It's all down to Pedro Owl now. Let's see. So Jacoby has been eradicated, and now we're going to play Pedro Owl. Alright. More replays. Replay duel 5. Eris versus Pedro. Look at that. A map with a good amount of water. Not too much like you would see back in the day, but there's definitely water in this map. I've always thought that water can be so annoying to play with, but it's interesting to see what some players can do with it actually. Both players getting up those farms. I don't think who's scouted who. Pedro Owl is spawning in the north, playing as the yellow civilized faction, and Joep has also scouted Pedro, playing as Hopper, playing from the south. Both players getting those farms up, nothing special going on right now. Which means I get to take a look at chat. There are 3 replays, that means I played 3 times Kappa Kipo, Kipurino Kappa. I'm not gonna comment. Alright, Joep gets another scout in. And I think, didn't Joep play? The colors are confusing to me as a caster. Joep going tier 2 first, actually. And what is Pedro Owl? Is he gonna live up to his name? Oh, I was hoping for the Owl first, but no. It's tier 1 warrens. Alright, it's some tier 2 and 2 tier 1s. Joep is doing the same thing except 1 warren is missing, but he's already building those units, and he decides to get the campfire fairly blind. He hasn't seen what the tier 2 for Pedro Owl is, but he's just counting on the fact that he's not able to punish. And it looks like he's not, because it's squirrel and skunk. Oh, it's that? Is that a cancel from Joep? He's taking the campfire and he's starting to build the fox here. Maybe the campfire is just to delay Pedro Owl, or to delay a push into his main, potentially. The skunks are very good defensively, so the fox is relatively safe, but his base is wide open. Some ferrets could potentially do a lot of damage here. Joep Joep's commander goes down. And Peter Al is looking to take this mill. And he scouts the Fox Warren actually. What is the response going to be from Peter Al? He has the machine gun turrets, so he should be able to defend the Fox fairly easily and get that mill up. The other option is to just build a huge army and attack before the Fox hits, or cripple the enemy enough that the Fox doesn't really matter. It looks like he's opting for the second approach. And Joep pops down one of those machine gun turrets. A few months ago, Pedro's favorite build was this 8 farm, Scroll Warren, Scroll Warren, Scroll Warren, Scroll Warren into Scroll Warren, and then Scroll Warren. But the fight breaks out, a lot of gas going down. Is a pig gonna go down for Joep? Actually doesn't go down. So Joep is now a campfire ahead of Pedro Al and building the tier 3. And the army for Pedro has been destroyed. Well, as I say that, there's actually 12 squirrels out on the map. He's getting a turret up and the owl. But what's Joep going to do? He has the Fox now. This is going to be dirty. He needs to get that vision. And he does get 1 shot on the 2 shots on the skunk. No problem. That's how you play Fox. And the skunk is just, there's just so much for Joep right now. And Peter Al trying to bravely target that Fox, but he gets another shot on the skunk and the second skunk's going down. I don't think Joep lost any fingers during these fights. And now he's put the Fox in the backs just to be safe, and here it is again, getting more damage in, getting more value. He has to be careful that Fox is down to 8 health. But doesn't matter, 3 more squirrels for Joep taking down the mill. So there's no more expansion for Peter Al, and the Fox is still alive, still killing tier 1 with 1 shot. Now a farm goes down, the owl cannot be built, and the Warren is right in the front. Peter Al is able to take down the skunks of Joep and the Fox to 2 HP, but Joep decides it's time to relax, go back. Does he build more army or does he get a mill? It looks like he's doing both, letting the Fox heal, protecting it with the scrolls. And there's nice scrolls for Peter Al, but much more scrolls for Joep. And that's game. The gentleman and Peter Al are talking about how Peter Al used to go scrolls only and somehow transition it into a push and was actually able to take a game from Mishi that way. Alright. The army value. Here we go. So all this time Joep was ahead 1 farm and had the tier 3 with immense value out. Alright, Joep is totally crushing everyone this run. So back to that schematic. Peter Al has gone down. Up next is the child, and actually the next match will also be the child. So the only opponent Joep has to play is the child, and he can only lose 3 games. Does he have 3? Yeah, he does have 3 lives. He has 3 lives still, and has to take 2 games from the child. Fox is really strong. That's for sure. Okay, Eris versus the child. Game 1. Spawning in the northeast southwest. This is west. Spawning in the west position. As Hopper, it is Joep. He is running the Scroll, Toad, Ferret, Skunk, Owl, Fox deck. Spawning a little right of the center, it is the child. He is running a Scroll, Pigeon, Falcon, Skunk, Badger, MG, Machine Gun, or Bullet Hide. Both players are looking to get farms. Joep has already queued the next one, and the child wants to get a campfire, and maybe No gets back in time and plants the farm. Joep is now scouting the child. Has the child seen Joep's base, or is he playing in the dark? He has seen the base, but this was some time ago. And now he's too late to get the farm up exactly in time. And Joep doing a good job of that in this game. What are the players going to do? Not much, it seems. Waiting for a tier 2 from Joep. He did that the last game. It looks like he's going to do it this game. Decides against it. He gets 2 warrants at the same time. I've seen players do this, and I wonder what the... oh, that's why. I see now. So you delay your warrants so that your army doesn't start building, and you get the farm up. This way the food is not in your army yet, but you do have the burrows up in case you need to build army quick. You did not. Yeah, I got it. Derp, 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 derp. And the child is attacking. At least we're here to see the first fight. And this is a terrible position for them. But it looks like there's enough scrolls for Joep actually. No scrolls going down for the child. And planting that tier 2 right in the child's face. The child has taken, or is taking, the campfire. Both players... Well, actually the child is also getting these pigeons up. So make a push work. Trying to deny the scout from Joep, but Joep gets to see pretty much everything that the child has. Now the child is looking to attack with that first skunk that's already out for him, but not quite for Joep. He gets a turret right in there, right up in Joep's face, and he has the pigeons healing the squirrels now. He's getting a lot of value, and it's gonna be hard for Joep's gonna be pressured all game just because of this turret. If the child can get plenty of scrolls up, it's going to be really hard for Joep to do anything with this mill. And the fight breaks out. A lot of gas going down. Not that much gas for the child. And the Joep now walks through so much of that blue gas. The pigeons are healing the skunk. A toad blows up the skunk, which is really good for Joep actually, but doesn't matter. This tier 2 is being targeted. He does get up enough of the gas in time to deter the child right now, but the child doesn't give up that easily. He's going in again, getting another bullet hide. Yeah, does he get the tier 2 warrant? He does get the skunk warrant for Joep. I knew it was going to be trouble, and it was trouble. The child's squirrels are in the gas now, getting a lot of damage, but does it matter? The pigeons are healing the skunk now, and there's no army left for Joep. One more warrant is going to go down really soon. That's a cancel from Joep, but now he only has a ferret warrant and 1 scroll warrant against a complete army, and that's game. Yo! That was rough for Joep. The child never let off the pressure, and they just pushed into Joep super hard. He got the skink out first and was able to take the first fight wall, and then he had the pigeons to continually pressure, not having to retreat and heal. The child did it. He took a game from Joep. 1 life lost, which means we're gonna go to Duel 6 game 2. Eris versus the child, game 2. Spawning in the south position, it is Joep, who's playing as Hopper. He is running a tier 2 heavy deck with the ferrets, skunks, chameleons. He has the fox and squirrels as a tier 1, and is running the bullet hive, while the child is running 2 tier 1, 2 tier 2, and a tier 3. The tier 3 of his choice is the wolf actually, which you don't see that often. He can do a lot with his economy if he's able to get the wolf out, but if Joep had a sniper, for example, the wolf wouldn't do anything. So we'll have to see how this game is going to pan out. The child does have a main base with a high ground. Joep has a lot of expansions close to him, but the forward expansion actually has high ground onto it, which could be bad unless he gets some warrens up there. I am going to fast forward this first part a little bit because not much is happening. It looks like Joep has scouted one of the campfires. Both players are just getting some warrens up right now. Tier 2 for Joep though. The child wants to know if Joep took that campfire. He didn't. So he needs to build more of an army, and he is doing that. Joep is getting 2 tier 2s up right now. Chameleons and skunks. And 2 tier 2s go up for the child as well. Both players mirroring each other's decks. Joep cancelling his tier 2 and getting the fox warren out. Now he's on the defensive, but the child immediately scouts it. What's his response going to be? He's building more warrens. Looks like he wants to do a push here, and now we're going to slow down the game. Chameleon is out, but a lot more squirrels and the skunk are out for the child. Commander for Joep actually targeted it down. He has the turret, which is still building, and it doesn't actually get up. And now Joep's in a bad position because the skunk gas has already been put down. But chameleons are going to do a lot more than these, I think at least, than these skunks. The falcon actually going down. And now the skunk actually goes down. The second skunk goes down as well, thus stopping the push from the child. Is he going to retake that farm, or does he want to let the fox build and just put as much into defense as he can? Now a little lizard run by coming in from the child. The rest of his army wasn't quite there, and the lizard's dying pretty much for free. Joep using that chameleon micro, letting them tank, hit, and then stealth again and heal up in his own territory. And the child wanted to see, is that fox warren even still up? And it was still up, and it was building, and now the fox is out. Joep has a strong army here. He's gonna make some picks on the child's retreat, but the child does have the high ground. He's not using it, however. Skunk gas going down, but the fox and the chameleons prove to be really strong here. Joep doing a little bit of zigzagging, retreating, getting more value. The longer this fight takes, the more valuable that fox is going to be. The chameleons haven't gone down. Just sniping a tier 2 from the child with one shot, that's what the fox does best. The falcons are absolutely worthless in this scenario for the child. And he has no tier 3 for himself. Now Joep is at his base, getting the skunk gas in, sniping all of the units that are spawning, empty farms. This looks really bad, and there we go. Joep taking this game. He stopped the push from the child, and now the fox will stop the life from the child. That is correct. Alright. It is hard to make a push work against someone going tier 3. And it's... I mean, you can do it, but you need to be called the gentleman in order to make it work. And also, if the tier 3 gets out anyway, you might be screwed still. But it's still a gamble for the person going tier 3. But you saw this game, the fox was almost scouted immediately, actually. Anyway, the child has taken 1 life from Joep. 1 life. And we're gonna play him one more time before the first arc's over. Assuming Joep can beat the child again. So for now it's 1-1 actually. So they're a close match. What do you call that? You could call them rivals in a way. They're on the same level. They're on par. So these games are actually really interesting. Spawning in the north position. It's Joep running the squirrel the same deck I think as last game with 3 tier 2s actually. He has a lot of flexibility there in the mid game, but not quite in the early game. Lizards are going to be hard to deal with, but it doesn't look like the child is running lizards. In fact, the child who's spawning in the southwest position and also going for economy in the early game is running squirrels, pigeons, ferrets, falcons, badger, and turret. I will fast forward this a little bit, but because both players are just getting their economy up, scouting the map a little bit. Looks like both players have seen pretty much anything apart from some campfires there. Alright, tier 2s and 2 tier 1s going up, 2 tier 2s going up for Joep. Joep really likes to do this greedy tier 2 play, and a lot of warrants going down. Now, the child is running the ferret falcon, which will allow him to pressure the army from Joep. Okay, here we go. It's falcon, ferret, squirrel, pigeon versus skunks and a chameleon, but the chameleon is in the back still on this little high ground. Joep going back and forth, wants to get the gas down, is doing it now. This chameleon is in there, the falcon is going down, the pigeons have nothing to heal, and the ferrets are just not doing much. And Joep is retreating now. He sees that his army is all in the red and he wants to let that heal if possible, getting him a lot of value. Neither player has expanded yet, so Joep is not able to invest this lead into economy, but he could potentially get an early fox out after this little skirmish in the center. Looks like he just wants to make a large push here to get even more ahead. The child is respecting Joep. He's getting more of those falcons, getting more squirrels out, going in for a scout. He wants to know what's up. And some poking getting done by the ferrets. I think it looked like it was a good hit, but it doesn't actually did anything. And now underneath the warrants, he's fighting Joep's army, but so much gas going down, and the community is doing a lot of tanking, and there's barely anything left for the child, while Joep is still having this huge army right there, taking down 1, 2 pigs, all of the warrants, no tier 2 warrants though. A falcon is gonna need to be a hero here. Doesn't stay alive for long enough, and that's game already. I'm gonna recast the game. Alright, spawning in the north position, it's Joep. Spawning in the southwest position, it's the child. You know the decks. I've told you the decks. They're gonna get up those 8 farms. Get up. Get those warrants up. Get the tier 2s out. No expansions. And we're gonna have a super cool battle right there in the center on this tile. You need to time this right. There are campfires on this map. They're just not being taken. Alright, I'm getting close. Here we go. First engagement. Joep's gonna reorder his army, wait for his chameleon to get in the right position. Skunk gas going down. Heals from the pigeons onto the squirrels, but the squirrels dying because of the gas. Anyway, the ferret's not getting anything done. And that was the first skirmish. And this is where I mentioned that perhaps if Joep had the option to take farms, he probably would have. But he's just gonna go for a large push here with a larger army. He feels like he has a superior army and a larger army as well. And here we go. A lot of gas going down, so many scrolls, and the falcon's unable to contest. The ferret's not getting enough value for their cost, and all the farms going down in this game. Alright. I think I'm gonna do like, what did all the cool streamers do? They have like a goal, right? I need to have a goal where you can donate money to get me a second monitor so I don't fuck up all the time. Anyway, that was the first arc No lives lost there. For Joep, Joep went down to 2 lives, which means that at the end of this, the first arc, he gets an extra one. So right now, this is Joep. Joep, 3 lives at the start of arc 2. Yeah, the gentleman's right. There was no AoE from the child, and the pigeons weren't able to do much for him, I don't think, because of the gas. The units were dying regardless. So much tanking from the comedians. I think that game came down to army composition for sure. Alright, so this was the first arc. I was supposed to do another yeah, definitely. You pulled out the Pedro build. All scrolls. No crazy fancy stuff. Alright. So right now it's 9:30 almost. Let's see. I think I wanna end the stream here and save the Arc 2 games for another episode. That's what I feel like. What is your opinion on this, the gentleman and the other people in chat? Where are the other browse? Search. Different tab. It's just me. I wanted to do a little rating. Arc 2, 5 runs in 2 weeks. I mean, it would be perfect if I did the Arc 2 run now in that case, and we have 2 runs per episode in the coming weeks. It's just that I don't feel super good. That's all. But I guess I'll have to just get on with it. All right, let's see. Files. Let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Alright, so at least all of the games are here. Excuse me. True, that's true. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, I still want the bots to be nice. Alright. Okay. Should label them 08. 0809. Alright, let's go. Schwifty versus Parzival. Schwifty is running a fairly Schwifty deck. No skunks though, but chameleon, snake, fox, and pigeon, and scroll, and turret. Both players are running scrolls and turrets. There's so many scroll turrets these games. Where are the lizards and the barbed wire? I love barbed wire personally, actually. But let's see what's happening. Both players going up on farms. Scouting the map for a little bit. Alright. A campfire being sneaked in there by Schwifty. And actually, Parzival is about to scout it. Did he get that actually? How do I do this? He didn't see it, but it looks like Schwifty was about to cancel. He didn't actually cancel. Now 2 warrants for both players. Let's see. Let's do math. So the campfire was taken first before the warrants. It went down at 110. Parzival is going to scout in that direction again. It went down at 110, which means it's going to be generating more value than it has costed after. Oh, and the attacks coming in for Parzival. Tier 2 going down for Parzival as well. But the Fox for Schwifty. The campfire is more of a distraction actually. Did not do enough for Schwifty to be worth it, except make it so that Parzival doesn't actually scout. A lot of tier 1 and snakes. Is Parzival going to use this force to attack? I feel like he has a chance to do some damage here. It looks like he does want to do that. He's scouting. Commander almost going down. He wants to retreat, but Schwifty doesn't let him and delays this attack even more. And now these foxes started building. 10 out of 12 squirrels for Schwifty and some pigeons because he knows there's snakes. And now Parzival moving out. He's getting more scouts. Schwifty trying to scout. He sees that the mill has been taken. But Parzival's not quite moving out. Did he actually get to see that fox? Nope, he hasn't scouted the fox. He's under the impression that this is just everything that Schwifty has. He's feeling safe. He wants to get these farms up. But I think he's going to have a big problem when that fox shows up, unless he gets some good tags in. And this is exactly what Schwifty needs to be doing. He's getting more territory up in the front so that he can get rid of the snake poison stacks if he needs to. Now moving up here, getting more territory with that campfire, and the fox is going in. Ew, the high ground being used really well, almost getting tagged there, and bringing those pigeons to the front. Shooting, he's playing this carefully. Parzival respecting the fox and using the high ground. He's moving in now for a large engagement. The skunk's getting a lot of value here. So much gas going down. But the snakes have died. And now the fox is getting a lot of value by shooting every time it hits. The scroll goes down for free essentially. Except the pigeons that are healing the fox are also dying pretty much for free. But now he's getting that value. He's away, there's no high ground. Now he's moving in. Barely any squirrels left. No tier 2, no snakes yet. Snakes coming in, but there's so many squirrels. And the fox hits the snake immediately. Turret getting a lot of value here for Parzival, but is it enough? Is it going to be able to deter the fox here? It looks like it does for a little bit. Schwifty's units going through the water, but the fox just keeps on shooting. Every shot is 20 or 60 food. Snake almost tagging the fox. Schwifty is using this whatever space he has to attack really well. The machine gun turret is still getting value, and now it has gone down. Parzival's commander has gone down. Parzival's skunk has gone down. And slowly but surely, the force from Schwifty is growing and growing. Even though the economy was there for Parzival, the economy was too late to have a real impact. And now Schwifty with the pigeon able to continue the pressure, getting army, getting more pigs. And that's going to be game. Pew pew. Kesha OP. Really well played from both players. Really careful in a way they were fighting. Parzival using that high ground against the fox, doing exactly what he needed to do. But unfortunately, after that first fight, chasing down the fox turned to be costly. because the fox could just keep on shooting. He wasn't quite able to get the fox down. Trying his heart out though. Alright. I think I want to do this. So right now, we are here looking at Mishi, who took down Parseval in the first match, not losing any lives. He's still on 3. And next up is going to be Premium Bow. Or Bow. Bow or Bow? Duel 9. Oh, interesting. It can potentially be 4 games, of course. That is true. Alright, Duel 9. Schwifty versus Premium Bow. Spawning in the east or northeast position. It is Hopper. Schwifty. Running Squirrel, Pigeon, Chameleon, Snake, Fox, Turtle. Both players are getting that 5th farm, looking to get the 6th. A fairly standard game so far. And spawning in the west position, it is Premium Bow. Running Squirrel, Pigeon, Mole, Badger, Wolf, Sniper Turret, Sniper Balloon. What a deck to run against Schwifty. All or nothing, really. If he can get both of those 2-3s out, it's going to be hard for Schwifty to ever win a battle. However, can he get to that point? It's going to be really tough. He does have a fairly defensive base. He could potentially do it on one base. But if Schwifty gets the scout in on the right time, he can definitely do some things to counter it. So far, both players going for economy, nothing crazy, no campfires. Warren going down for Schwifty, getting some more scouting done. Wants to know exactly what this what this map looks like. Hey, Blitzrider, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. And now Premium Bow going with the forward Warrens. I'm not sure what has triggered him to go for this, actually. Another forward Warren. And what is Schwifty actually getting the tier 2 Warren building, which is surprising. Is Premium Bow going to be able to punish Schwifty for this late tier 2? He does have to fight up this high ground here. For now, Schwifty is just using his commander as a distraction. Premium Bow getting a scout in. He sees no campfires. Going back. He has 180 food. Is he gonna get the tier 3? Looks like he's looking to get that. And there goes. Badger first. I think Badger first is the right decision here. I've tried Wolf first, but it's so hard to make use of that. If you're under pressure. Otherwise you can obviously just use the Wolf to buff the farms, but usually you're under pressure if you're going for tier 3. And picking up the campfire too. And I have to say, this is going to be really tough for Premium Bow, because he now has invested 240 food, which is not doing anything at the moment. While Schwifty has just been building army, and more army, and he has the snakes to easily poke at those Warrens. And they are completely out of position. So easy to reach. And now he's right there, on top of the Warrens. 1 going down. 2 going down, and Premium Bow recognizes this. He knows that he cannot defend. And he canceled his tier 3 and built an army of moles just to prevent him from dying. Now he's moving out with all of the squirrels and the moles and the pigeons. But Schwifty's just going to engage him head on here. So many toads doing a lot of damage, but the chameleons are definitely doing more for Schwifty. So many squirrels. And there's no more army for Premium Bow. It's definitely an interesting build. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Premium Bow, which means that Schwifty moves on to the next duel. I need to have a sound thing. Alright. Premium Bow defeated. Next up is going to be Ace D Broken Wing. Schwifty versus Ace, Duel 10, Game 1. Spawning as the civilized in the east corner of the map, it is Schwifty. And Schwifty is running Squirrel Lizard actually, and finally we see Lizard. Actually, we're seeing Lizard from both players. So Squirrel, Lizard, Pigeon, Falcon, Chameleon, and Fox. No turrets for Schwifty. Spawning as the Quartermaster in the western corner of the map, it is Ace D Broken Wing. Broken Wing is running Squirrel and Lizard just like Schwifty is, and Chameleon just like Schwifty is, but he has snakes and the turrets and a fox just like Schwifty is. Alright, both players going up for the 8 farms. No campfires taken, no cancelling of any of those farms, no lizard pressure, and now Ace D is getting that first warren up, and Schwifty saving up for the tier 2 it seems, but no, decides against it, gets 2 of tier 1s up. No lizards for neither player, just squirrels. I think the map definitely allows for a little bit of lizard poking because it has a lot of different alleys. For example, you can come from the top here, and maybe not actually. This is sort of awkward for your lizards to run through. So I get it, Ace is not building any lizards here. But Schwifty on the other hand, he could try to get up here, poke in that corner, or down here, poke in that corner, but decides against it. And now Schwifty is just gonna get that fox up. What a dirty man. I don't even know where he's building it actually. Oh, it's so well hidden. Look at that. I couldn't even see it. Anyway, AC is looking to attack here with just squirrels into the pigs and warrens of Schwifty. And it looks like it's not really working. And he figured that out really quick. Last game. Ace has been defeated. Next up is going to be Anzu. Alright. Duel number 11. That was I respect Ace for not dragging the game on longer than it should have. But it was unfortunate that it had to end that way. I'm sorry. My apologies for this. Can't see the game? Can you see the game now? Alright, so we're playing Schwifty versus Anzu here. Schwifty spawning in the southeast corner, or place in the map, going for farms, running a fairly standard deck. Chameleons instead of skunks, I suppose. And Anzu spawning in the northeast position. He is running squirrel, lizard, ferret, skunk, snake, and fox. No turrets and triple tier 2. Why? It says Radio Prosix alert. I think I fixed it. Blitzrider already mentioned it. Okay, you can see the game now, right? I need to check to be sure. Yeah, you can see the game. Thank you for mentioning that in chat, guys. I keep forgetting. I am completely bad at that. Schwifty has managed to sneak in a little campfire. It looks like he got campfire and then queued up the farm, perhaps. Or maybe not. I don't know. Getting up some warrens. And Anzu's doing the same, getting a little mix of squirrels and lizards. Will allow him to do a little bit of poking with those lizards. And in fact, he could just run up to that campfire if had he known it was there. Tier 2 going up for Schwifty, right there at the front of his base actually, not in the back. Alright, not much happening. Anzu has given himself the option of going into more farms, which I think is a fairly smart thing to do. There we go, getting the scout in. He sees a double tier 2 Warren and 2 tier 1s, and he has to feel like he's missing a little bit of food. Does he know about the campfire? He doesn't know about the campfire. But Schwifty doesn't know about the mill. So far both players are just getting their armies up. No tier 3s as of yet. But it's gonna be Ferret and Skunk for Enzu versus the Chameleon and Snake of Mishi. Alright, not much happening except Anzu is slowly getting his economy up and running. And now Mishi goes in and scouts it. What is his response going to be? I think it's going to be a fox, but is the fox going to be too late? Anzu really needs to see that the fox is coming out. For now, he's just collecting his army, getting ready in case of any aggression. Mishi wants to be the he wants to be the aggressor himself. Actually, goes in for a scout. He sees that there's no tier 3 Warren. Takes a mill for himself. And now he's gonna get some farms up, being even greedier than Anzu actually, I was gonna say, but then Anzu at that very moment takes some of those farms for himself. And now we're gonna have a fight, it seems. Anzu is moving up with those ferrets. He has the skunks. But here are the snakes. Snakes getting attacked on the skunk and a lizard. The skunk's gonna go down at this rate. And now moving everything in. The chameleons are here. There's so many squirrels, and the skunk gas is a little bit late, I suppose. Chameleon is doing a whole lot more, and Mishi convincingly taking that fight. The ferret's not paying off, and the skunk's not paying off. They were unable to get down the gas in time, actually. But Enzu still wants to pressure. And he gets some squirrels here, but Mishi just wants to poke with his snake, and he does get a couple of shots in, getting a lizard. He has to be careful of the ferret shots. The ferret shots getting the chameleons. Could this be a fight for Anzu, actually? But the wraparound with all the squirrels, and now the fox is out. Here comes the hero saving this battle, and Anzu has to surrender. Yeah. The gentleman in chat saying that Skeleton actually had a perfect run in Arc 1 against every duelist, but he played Pingu last. So he played his matches out of order. Otherwise, you have to wait for long for people to be available. But then Pingu got completely destroyed Skeleton, and he must have felt so bad because he had played and won all the other matches. Anyway, this was Schwifty versus Anzu, and Schwifty actually took that game with what I would call a superior army composition, sneaking in a campfire at first, and then getting his tier 3 out rather fast. Having I've discovered that the skunks are not always better than the chameleons. The chameleons actually provide a lot of tanking and DPS before skunk gas can get time to do some work. Anyway, let's look at the graph here. So now Mishi has defeated Anzu, and we are moving on to Vlad. Let's see. There's no separator for the Arc 2? Oh, Arc 3, yeah. Wait, so there's 3 more duels? Are there 3 more duels, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, there are 3 more duels. Alright, Duel 12, Vlad versus Mishi. We are seeing the game now, guys, right? Schwifty versus Vlad. Game 1. Why is this different? Why is this out of order? Oh, it's because it's lowercase Vlad. Hey, Vlad, welcome to the stream. Yes, it is you. Alright, happy to have you here. Alright, let's see. It's Schwifty playing yellow and Vlad playing green. Schwifty spawning in the north position and is running the squirrel, pigeon, chameleon, snake, fox, toad. I think this is the same deck, except is this the same deck as last game? It's a fairly standard deck for him to run, that is for sure. Both players getting up those farms, and Vlad, who spawned in the south position, has taken squirrel, pigeon, skunk, snake, owl, and barbed wire. And I love to see that barbed wire. I'm a fan of barbed wire. It can be so effective. You can have so much area control, and also if you can get it in the right place and the fight drags on, you can completely destroy any reinforcements coming in for the enemy, forcing him to have an awkward fight. I just love barbed wire. It can be good. If you have a really open map, it can be terrible. As with every unit in this game, there's good and bad parts about any of the units and structures. Alright, both players getting up some warrants, but Schwifty decides to get snakes. The snake first, and the warren. No crazy things just yet. No campfires, no mills. And just more tier 1 for Vlad. Vlad? Interesting. So it is Vlad, but under replay name it says Vlad Flag. Schwifty just wants to keep an eye on this army from Vlad. Doesn't see anything special and decides to go back and get more of his tier 1 out. And here's the snake already on the field, but is the snake really going to do anything against an all-scroll army? And here's the barbed wire and the campfire that actually ranks. Schwifty scouts it. He has to notice a little bit of defensiveness on Vlad's part. Did he see the campfire though? It looks like he does. He has... No, wait. He hasn't seen the campfire actually. He saw the barbed wire, but he didn't scout the campfire, so he doesn't know it's there. Unless he's a god in food value math and army food. Which might be the case. And wow, Vlad taking another campfire already, and the mill. He's able to put some barbed wire in front of that little ramp if he wants to. But he wants to get a scout in first. He sees the army of Schwifty. He sees the double tier 2. And now Schwifty dropping the fox. Vlad immediately scouting it. No cancel from Schwifty. No mind games. Straight up going for fox. He is like, you are going to have to deal with this. God. Fuck. Fucking damn it. I have to honor my name. I think I'm gonna stop this streaming business, guys. It's not for me. It's not for me. I can't do it. It's too hard. It's too hard. I have to press a button at the right time. It's just... Can we have some sad music? I have to say though, Flat Lad, I like this guy. He's getting 2 owls and economy, and he has the barbed wire to protect him. This is what I like to see. Schwifty getting more army, wants to make an attack. The fox is almost halfway done building. It's halfway now. Let's take a look at the army graph. Right now it's about equal actually. And the income, look at that income for Flat Lad. That is going to matter, assuming he gets those owls out. The owls are building. One of them is at least on a quarter. And I think he might be able to take this game. He just has to make sure he does not die. He needs time, that is all. He left these barbed wire fences up in the back. And he needs to retreat here. This army is too strong. The army's just going straight through the barbed wire. Campfire going down. Please don't lose all of your army, Flat Lad. You were doing great. Just going straight through the barbed wire. Schwifty doesn't give a damn about it. And the owl is so close to finishing. Here's the first owl, but please don't get it tagged. He's doing a good job of pulling it away actually. Second owl spawns. More of the army is spawning for Flat Lad. I think he might be able to pull out a win here, assuming Schwifty doesn't snowball too hard. Owls are all the way in the back, getting some time to spawn some more mice. And here the 2 owls come. The army is there for Flat Lad. I think if he pulls everything right now, a lot of... Oh dear, look at that! The mice are doing some work here. All of the scrolls going down. No more income for Flat Lad, however. All of his pigs have gone down. But is it going to matter? The mice are approaching his expansion. The mice are targeting the fox. Flat Lad has to make sure he doesn't lose the owls here to the fox. One shot on an owl. Mishy's gonna try to focus fire. It looks like he might get it, but the pigeons are there to block. The mice doing a lot of damage here. Vlad has to prevent himself from starving. He has quite a decent army. 6 squirrels, 3 pigeons, 1 snake, and 2 owls. I think he might be able to do this. It was an incredible hold for sure, and I hope to see a push here. No economy. Who gives a crap? All of the mice are going in now. The snake from Schwifty is going down. The snake from Flat Lad is still up. So many mice. He has to be careful here. Schwifty microing this fox as good as he can, but there's just too many mice spawning at a time for the fox to deal with. 1 owl could have been okay, but 2 is too many. And Flat Lad pulls out a win here against Schwifty. This was incredible. Such a good game. I'm glad I caught it sort of semi in time before it got interesting. That was a really cool game. I'm surprised that Flat Lad was able to do it. You could see the strength of the barbed wire here. Schwifty was forced to go through it pretty much. And he did. But it did so much damage to his army. It softened it up just enough to be able to let the owls get out and start dealing some massive damage. Back to the drawing board. Flat Lad has not been taken out by mistake. He took 1 life from Schwifty. And now we're going to move on to the second game. Schwifty versus Flat Lad. Wait. Alright. Yep. I'm on the game. Alright. Game number 2. I think that was my first win against Schwifty ever. Well, cheers. Good job. It was a super interesting game. we go. Spawning in the north position, it is Vladlad playing as the quartermaster. Can someone tell me what the what we call the yellow knight here on screen? The commander for Schwifty. What's the name for this commander? Yee. Stream delay is large. Archimedes? I guess so. Alright. We're gonna do the intro thing again because both players are getting up 8 farms. But Vladlad, is he gonna get a mole out? No, he doesn't have a mole. He was just checking, making sure that Schwifty is not doing anything crazy. Anyway, spawning in the top position, it is Vladlad playing as the quartermaster, running a squirrel, pigeon, falcon, snake, wolf, barbed wire deck. Again, including the barbed wire, but no owls this time. Spawning in the southwest position, it is Schwifty playing as Archimedes, running a squirrel, pigeon, chameleon, snake, fox, turret deck. Getting his tier 1s out, but sneaking in a little campfire right there. And Vladlad put down a little bit of barbed wire. I wonder what he saw that made him want to play defensively. Getting another warren up for now. He has the superior army in terms of squirrels for a little bit, but not anymore. It's going to be so hard to deal enough damage on the campfire to take it down. It looks like he wanted to do it, and now he's floating a lot of food. Probably going to invest it into a tier 2. There it goes. But 2 tier 2s going down for Schwifty. And the campfire is soon going to give him some value. Trying to deny the scout there. But Vladlad has decided to get this mill up. It's not too much happening right now. Both players simply scouting their opponents continuously to make sure nothing crazy happens. Is Vladlad going to put down some farms? Wants to get his defenses up first. And this is one of those maps where you are concerned with the amount of barbed wire that you need to place in order for it to actually work. And Schwifty scouts this. He must feel like he needs to attack because there's so much value in this barbed wire. Unfortunately for Vladlad, he has chameleons which are able to take care of this to deal with the barbed wire very effectively, just marching on right through it. And Vladlad did not seem ready for an attack like this. A lot of food in that mill and the barbed wire, which didn't do enough for him. He got some tags on the snake, but there's so many scrolls right now. The pigeons are even healing for Schwifty, so he can continue this push. Vladlad microing his heart out, getting a lot of tags with the snakes, but the snakes go down regardless. He did get Schwifty snakes, but now he has barely any warrens left, which means he cannot build army. So if Schwifty simply retreats, collects everyone, and pushes, that should be game. Unless Vladlad can do a magical defense here. Here comes the chameleon. He gets a lot of tags on the scrolls, and he is trying to do it. He's playing as best as he can, but now the focus is here from Schwifty, getting all of those warrens. No more army for Vladlad. His farms are going down, and this looks devastating. Looks like he did get the commander actually. He's going down, so he's able to clean up a lot of this army from Schwifty. But is it going to be enough? Schwifty still has 8 farms running, a lot of warrens, building so much army, not giving Vladlad any time to breathe. Just going for that warren. Doesn't care about the snakes. Vladlad has so much food that he's unable to utilize. And this is probably going to be a game here. GG. let's take a look at chat here. Yep. All right. So Mishi does take the second game against Flatland, which means that the next match will be against X111 Secret Weapon. And I know X111 is not part of the name, but whatever. Did I do this? Now I'm back to game. Alright. And the gentleman is detailing some of the previous games in chat right now for anyone who wants to catch up. What duel was this? Flatland, and the next one is... Oh, it's Blackmore! Alright. Schwifty versus Blackmore. Here we go. Spawning in the east position, playing as Hopper. It is Blackmore Crest. And he is running a Squirrel, Pigeon, Falcon, Skunk, Wolf, and Sniper Balloon deck. I haven't seen a lot of Sniper Balloon action recently. I think people feel like it's too expensive to build maybe, or the Pigeons and Falcons provide enough of a vision currently. Anyway, spawning in the west position, it is Schwifty who's playing as Archimedes and running a Squirrel, Pigeon, Skunk, Snake, Badger, Turret deck. The super secret opponent that Gavin spoiled. I didn't know that happened. Alright, both players gearing up to get some economy going, getting the scouting in. Not seeing anything crazy so far. Tier 1 Warren going up. And a Tier 2 Warren for Schwifty. And there goes the Tier 1. Now Blackmore scouts it. How is he going to respond? Get another Tier 1. Right up there at the front, another one, but I think it's not going to be in time to really deal damage to Schwifty because one of the snakes is already out. Another Tier 1 Warren. Now there's Pigeons and 4 Squirrel Warrens for Blackmore versus Snakes, Skunks. Well, Skunks are still building actually. Blackmore attacks now, he has a chance, but he gets his own Falcons up and more Tier 1, placing them very, very aggressively. Schwifty is looking to see what Blackmore is doing right now. No expansions or campfires from neither player. No Tier 3s either. And I think with these Skunks, the larger these armies get, the Skunks are gonna be a lot more valuable than the Falcons. So let's see how this fight pans out. Schwifty looking to poke, getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tags on the Warren, which is barely enough to take it down. Blackmore instantly placing a new one, but Schwifty just wants to rinse, repeat, do it again. Blackmore moving in with the Falcons. Here we go, the battle and starting, but so much skunk gas going down. The Falcon's getting a lot of damage in initially, but now the skunk gas is really starting to hurt. Blackmore tries to micro his Falcon's back, not quite able to save it in time. Schwifty responding in kind with some skunk micro, and now it's just gas on top of the Warrens. Any unit that spawns is already damaged, and just more units trickling into Schwifty. Some of them targeting the mill that Blackmore took just at the start of the fight, providing him some tanking. But with the Warrens going down, so many units and the healing for Schwifty is going to be hard to defend this. Microing his heart out, I don't think it's going to matter in the end. More Warrens going down for Blackmore. And it's just a slaughter at this point. And the expansion goes down. There's no more warrants, and that is a game. I mean, well played by both players, but I think the army composition was the deciding factor there. A really good micro from both players, but this skunk gas is just so punishing. The fights cannot be long or it's going to be in favor of the skunk player. And that means that secret weapon unfortunately did not take a life from Mishi. Only Vladlad has been able to pull off this so far. And we will move on to the last player in the Arc 2, which is our good friend Gabony. Let's get ready for the game. Let me take a sip of water. And start Duel 14, Schwifty versus Gabony. I'm excited. Should be a good game. And let's see what happens. Spawning here on the high ground in the southwest position, it is Schwifty who's playing Archimedes and running a squirrel, pigeon, skunk, snake, badger turret deck. Both players are doing a little bit of scouting at the moment, nothing special going on. So I'm going to introduce our player in the east position. It is KSR Division Commander Gabony playing as the quartermaster, and he's running a squirrel, pigeon, falcon, skunk, badger turret deck. So the only difference between these two decks is that Schwifty is running the snake, where Gabony is running the falcon. Both players getting those 8 farms up before doing anything else. Continuously scouting each other to make sure nothing crazy happens. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit because no one actually likes to see this build up. And here it is, a forward warrant from Gabony. Schwifty is trying to take this mill. I'm so confused by what just happened that I don't know what to say actually. He was just trying to mess with Gabony's head, but I think he only succeeded in messing with my brain. Getting his tier 1 warrants down, and the tier 2 warrant actually going for snakes first again. Alright, here we go. Not more build up, nothing special yet. Tier 2 for Gabony. Let's look at the vision for both players. So both players have seen all there is to see on this map. Snakes are now out for Schwifty. And this is the point at which Gabony takes that expansion. This is the entire reason why he put those warrants in front, just so he could have an easier time taking the expansion. But Schwifty is doing the same thing with this expansion down here. No tier 3. And now Gabony is looking to pick a fight here, which is interesting because he's playing Skunk Snake. And is he going to commit to this? It looks like he's going to pull back because no one wants to get tagged outside of his own territory. Well, you don't want to get tagged by snakes anyway, but you don't want to get... And oh, this is an awkward fight to take for Gabony. Running up to the high ground, the concave is there for Schwifty, and a lot of gas, very focused right on top of that army, saving a skunk and a snake. No skunks yet for Gabony just now. And I think that fight definitely was definitely in favor for Schwifty actually. Nothing crazy on the income tab, but the fight was in favor of Schwifty. Alright, no tier 3s yet. Oh, as I say that, Schwifty getting the badger now, and an expansion now. So, Gabony can recover from this easily because he has the economic advantage at this time. But he needs some way to deal with the badger from Schwifty. I don't know if he got the scout in. Looks like he's building falcons and skunks, not any more farms. Wants to scout again. And he does see the... right? How do I... I find this toggling stuff so hard. Yeah, so Gabney did see the Badger, for sure. Alright, so double tier 2s for Gabney. 2 Falcon Warrens, 2 Skunk Warrens. No economy. I think he wants to make a push. Schwifty cancelling some of his army to get more farms in. He feels like he needs to do that. Or can get away with it, actually. Even more Falcons, going up to 4 Falcon Warrens. But how is that going to fare against the Badger? Doing some more scouting, and now Mishi's almost an entire mill up on Gabney. There's a lot of waiting here. Gabney now scouts all of the farms. Wants to make one more move. Sees that the Badger is still there. Schwifty also seeing everything that Gabney has. What is Gabney's plan here? He just needs to know when it spawns. And it just spawned. Recalling instantly. And now look at this income graph. Gabney is super far behind now. He has to make this work or he is out of this game. Schwifty moving forward to this next expansion, giving him some more territory and some more defensive value. Gabney has all of his army built right now and is looking to defend actually. Even without Badger in the equation, I think mass scrolls are equalized to Schwifties by the skunks. And Schwifty's just like, alright, I don't need to attack. I have the superior economy. You attack into me, I'll have the defender's advantage. And now Gabney just plants down a whole lot of warrens. Wants to do a little bit of poking here. Poking turns into a complete fight actually. The Badger is firing at full speed right now. All of the Falcons seem to be damaged. The initial fight is won, but can he get that? No! It seems like the Badger proves too much to handle here with the amount of health and healing that it received and all of the Falcons going down and the Badger still alive. Look at this army value graph. It looked like Gabney was going to take that, but unfortunately the Badger proved too much. Now, how is Gabney going to respond to this situation? Cancelling some of his scroll warrens, trying to get as much army out in as short of a time as possible to make one more push. But look at this army from Schwifty. The economy for Schwifty is really starting to show here. Both players continuously scouting. What are we gonna do? I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm gonna deal with this tier 3. I don't have time to get my own tier 3 up. I think that's what's going through Gabney's mind right now. And all this waiting is just in favor of Nishi. Is just getting farm after farm. And now, this is what Gabney was waiting for. I think that was a very good decision actually. Trying to get a good fight after picking off the commander. But look at this. What is this, guys? Is that a second Badger? Who needs 15 pigeons if you can just get 2 Badgers? It's even better. I'm going to fast forward because I don't see a way for Gabney to pull this game out. And a lot of waiting. A full farm up right now. That's what Schwifty is compared to Gabney. And there's a lot more farms that Schwifty can take. One on the right here, one on the left there. Is Schwifty got? This is the time Schwifty decides it's time to end this game. He has snakes, he has skunks, he has 2 badgers, he has 12 pigeons potentially. And here we go. A lot of gas is really good for Gabney, but now the revved up badgers are just demolishing all of the warrens. All of the Falcons. So much DPS from the scrolls that vision healing proves too much. Everything going down. And that is game. Well, if you can secure a superior economy, this game is pretty easy. But the trick is, how do you get that? And this means that Schwifty, without a loss, actually takes down Gabony, only losing a game to Vlatlat, where the game was so good. Vlatlat managed to get 2 owls out against Schwifty's Fox, and barely held with those owls, and was able to push back even though he had no economy whatsoever, just a single farm to prevent him from starving, and was able to win the game. Mishi is looking incredibly strong in Arc 2, and this marks the end of the 21 Duels part of this stream, at least. In conclusion, Joep was able to clear the first arc, losing a life to the child, it seems, if I'm being consistent. And Mishi was able to clear arc 2, losing 1 life to Vlatlat. But both players will get an extra life at the end of an arc, which means that Joep is still at 3, and Mishi again is still at 3. Alright. Thank you for watching the 21 Duels, everyone. Oh, I'm not on my thingamajig. Second monitor, guys. Second monitor. Yeah. So Joep has been able to clear arc 1, only losing a game versus a child. And Mishi has been able to clear arc 2, only losing 1 game to Vlatlat, which was a great game. I have to repeat that. Barbed wire, so good. Owls, super good. Alright. So, yeah. Updated chart. Let's look at the updated chart. Open original. Save images. Open. Alright, so here's the updated chart for after this episode. Pingu taking down Josh, the red dino, and 2 lives from Skeleton, and then another life from Skeleton in the second duel. And only Mishi is losing a life to Pedro Owl, and Joep is losing a life to the child. Which means that at this point, Joep, Mishi, Froggo, and Dushu made it to Arc 2. Mishi, Joep, Mishi, Dushu, Schwifty. Where's Froggo? Froggo? Oh, Froggo, Dushu, Mishi, Joep. Froggo, Dushu, Mishi, Joep. Oh, Schwifty. Oh, Schwifty is not right. Oh, that's right. Because Schwifty has battled all of these players and is now right here. Wait, why is Schwifty on 4 lives? Because it was Mishi that lost 1, not Schwifty. Alright, so that means Schwifty is actually on 4 lives right now, and Joep on 3 lives. Alright. Oh, that's nice. We have more viewers at the end of the stream. Good stuff. I think I have to change the schedule, because it seems like Tuesdays at 8 there's not that many people online, which means that it doesn't make sense to stream. But I'm not sure what a better time would be. Obviously later is better, but I also have to get back into a better sleep rhythm that is normal for European people. And at this point I am going to end the stream. My throat hurts like hell, so I'm gonna take a break and wait, how do I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. I will announce when the next 21 Duels cast will be. It's probably not going to be the same time because, as I said, it's not a great time. Thank you, Blitzrider. Thank you, the gentleman. Thank you, Vladlad. Thank you, everyone who was here today to enjoy these games with me. And yeah, see you again next time. Bye bye.